One of the questions we get all the time is how do you stop doing everything all by yourself in the business as the business continues to grow? Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose. I just returned from being out of the country. For about 9 days, I was totally inaccessible to our business team. That's no email, no cell phone, no text, no Slack. My wife had her cell phone, and we called some of our friends just to sort of share what we were seeing. But I handled no day-to-day business while I was away. It's actually the third time I've done that in 2 years. Our business will be turning 10 years old this year, so it gives you a little context. I probably could have done it sooner, but it took me that long. Each time, the Business on Purpose team continues on with their week towards the mission of liberating owners from chaos while I'm away, and we do the same while our team members are away. It's still a mental mind game, though, to not constantly think, I wonder if everything's okay. But there's a different question that I'm starting to learn to ask myself. And that is, do we have the principles and systems in place for the team to work in my absence or in my presence? I think that's a good question for any of our team members to ask, including yours. And that is, do I have the principles? Do I have the systems in place that anybody else can do the work in my absence or in my presence? And have I set up the things to be done? So here are some key elements that owners need to have in place if they're going to stop, quote, doing it all themselves. I think it's a cancer, actually, that's really damaging a lot of business owners. Number one is what I would call a written purpose, but in 3 forms. Remember that where there's no written vision, people will grow either curious or concerned or confused. And that uncertainty turns into this diffusion of people. So we have people scatter. So where their vision exists, though, clarity will exist. Clarity is what any generation of worker wants above anything else. We get that question all the time, too. Hey, what do young workers want? They want clarity. More than money, more than days off, more than remote work, they want clarity. Each business needs a written vision story that's reviewed 6 times annually, no more than about 30 minutes an hour each time. Add to that a less than 10-word mission statement reminding us of the aim of our effort. I talked about ours above, right? To liberate owners from chaos, to make time for what matters most. Finally, your team needs 3 to 5 meaningful, unique core values that are filters, they're guides for all decision-making, whether you're present or absent. And so how do they answer a particular question if you're gone? What boundaries do you use in answering that question if you were here? And so, in other words, how would Cindy answer that? How would Steve answer that question? And then you do your best to answer that question. Second thing that's needed are written culture guidelines. See, culture is a biology term. It's nothing more than a collection of all the ingredients that you proactively plant or you haphazardly allow to be planted. And now you get to choose. That's the good news of all of this. But effort will be required. So the culture is going to be a direct result of the ingredients planted. Do you want to plant them proactively, or do you want to let us, the culture around you, plant those in a very haphazard way? Now, the anchor is something that we built. It's a tool we roll out to all of our BOP clients that allows them to track a collection of all the intentional ingredients they wish to install in their business, such as repetitive, predictable, and meaningful meetings, check-ins, training modules, anniversary celebrations, vision reviews, annual team days, all sorts of different things that they can track. Now, our team does not need me here to remind them of these things. When I'm gone, really not much changes. Meetings continue because I don't lead them. Coaching happens because our coaches are, frankly, better than I am because Thomas trains them both initially and every single week. They get trained 50 weeks out of the year. Billing happens because we have a role and a process for that. All the dates, the times, the processes, they're all mapped out both on the anchor and what we call the master process roadmap. So everybody knows what to do and when to do it. Now, the master process roadmap is one place where process is mapped and documented so the entire business can be operated by anyone who has access to the process with both time and training, of course. While there are still a few things that are within my scope in my role, we have plans to equip others for those to take those over in time. Why? Because I want to really be able to focus on the things that I'm uniquely gifted at. The goal is not for me to skip out on work. I actually really enjoy work. The goal is for me to focus my irrevocable time. What does that mean? I can't get it back. I want to focus that irrevocable time on the best value I can deliver to the mission of liberating owners, to liberate you from chaos, to make time for what matters most. Now, for me, that's 4 things. Now, it's just for me. Number 1, conceptualizing thoughts and ideas. I do a really good job of that. It's one of the gifts that I've got. Number 2, building tools and equipping our team and clients with those tools, something I enjoy doing. Number 3, writing and publishing those thoughts, ideas, and tools, just like I'm doing right now. I actually just wrote this article. So I'm literally reading an article. You could probably tell as I look beyond that, but it's a way for me to gather my thoughts. And then 4, what I'm doing with this video or audio recording that you might be listening to, and that is broadcasting those thoughts on live stages, podcast videos, or our monthly masterclass. If you go to bopmasterclass.com, you can always sign up for our next masterclass that we have. What are the 3 or 4 things that you should be focusing your irrevocable time on? See, when you lock in, it becomes a gift to your team. So it might sound selfish when you say that, like, I just want to do what I want to do. No. I want to do what I'm really gifted to do, so that when I lock in on that thing, it becomes a gift to our team, because they're like, God, I love it when Scott does that, because I'm not very good at that. And they're able to have freedom in leaning into their work, the things that they're uniquely gifted to do. And it's also a gift to yourself, because you're leaning into your work with the satisfaction that others are drawing value from you while they give value to others themselves. Now, the enemy to all of this is to ignore reality and continue to live in the myth that I must do it all myself. It's a myth. It's a lie. And it's really crushing you. We help owners bust the lie of doing it all themselves and begin liberating from chaos so that you can make time for what matters most. Here's what I want you to do. I'm asking you right now to go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy. We've got a great 5-minute assessment there. And you can take that and see numerically where you stack up with your systems. And what you can do is connect with us. If you'd like to know how we operate, how we can help liberate you from chaos to make time for what matters most, just ask us and we'll tell you. We'd love to let you know who we work with, how we best work, and how we can do that as well. Go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy and stop doing it all yourself.